Hi, I'm Al Sutherland with your Mesonet Weather Report. Here we are in April, reeling from another blast of winter cold. A picture taken near Blanchard Wednesday morning says it all. Plants along a roadside fence were coated in ice. This was a common sight in western Oklahoma Wednesday. A map of minimum air temperatures from Wednesday shows the extent of the cold west and north of a line from Walters to Norman to Stillwater to Ponca City. Mangum had a low of 27. Woodward bottomed out at 23. The lowest of the lows was Boise City at 14 degrees. Wheat growers are now looking at their second round of cold damage to this year's wheat crop from cold Wednesday and Thursday mornings. What really set our plants up for cold damage were the high temperatures Tuesday afternoon. Tipton came in at 86 degrees and most Mesonet locations had highs near 80. Colder air had already kept Tuesday's highs in the Panhandle in the mid-60s. Adding the impact of strong winds to the cold temperatures produced a map of wind chill for Wednesday morning that ranged from a maximum of 77 in the southeast to a -1 in Boise City. What a range of wind chill for an April day. Gary, how have our recent rains helped us out?
Good morning, everybody. I hope you survived the recent cold snap. At least it brought us some precipitation though, so more drought relief. Now last week I did promise you a brand new, much better looking drought monitor map thanks to last week's rainfall event, so let's take a look at that. Now you can see the impact last week's rainfall did have on the current map. We still have much of western Oklahoma covered by that extreme to exceptional drought, but at least from central Oklahoma out through much of eastern Oklahoma, we now have moderate drought, even to abnormally dry conditions, that yellow area. That means that we're coming out of drought in those areas and not in drought anymore. So great news for the eastern half of Oklahoma and the rest of the state that's gotten rainfall. Now this week's rainfall event, and ice event really for much of western Oklahoma, will be reflected on next week's drought monitor map. So maybe another good map to show next week as well. Let's take a look at those totals from the Oklahoma Mesonet. We can see a good 1 to 3 inches across the eastern 2/3 of the state. Still a bit sparse out there in western Oklahoma, so we have to hope they get another system shortly. Now as we look over the last two events for much of April, we can see a 2-storm total of about 3 to 6 inches for much of central and eastern Oklahoma. Right there in central Oklahoma over into east central Oklahoma, we have some pretty good totals of 3 to even as much as 6 inches indicated by radar. So great drought reducing rainfall events for the month of April. So for April we've had some great rainfalls. We still need those to spread farther to the west to provide drought relief in those areas. And the cold weather certainly didn't help, as Al indicated. So let's hope for some good weather ahead. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.